What's going on, everyone? It's time for another 80s film review. Today we're going to be talking about the biopic Gandhi, released by Columbia Pictures November 30th, 1982. It was written by John Briley and produced and directed by Richard Attenborough, who is actually the star. He stars actually in Jurassic Park and Lawrenceville Jurassic Park as the scientist that wants to open Jurassic Park. And then he's also directed other films like The Great Escape and Miracle on 34th Street, the 1994 remake. This had a box office earnings of $127.8 million. It was moderate success. This is one of those movies that was tailor made for the Oscars. So, yeah. Well, this is a biopic of the life of Gandhi. Now, if you're not sure who Gandhi is, back in the early 1900s, he was the first Indian guy who fought for Indian rights and like the British, because the British were going to war with them and stuff in Britain, and then he'd go elsewhere in Europe and stuff fighting for Indian rights and trying to pay the way for like immigration type stuff and things like that. But yeah, so this one depicts his life from childhood to basically when he died, and throughout the war going on, and when he was his protests and everything like that, where he'd march with like 3,000 supporters across like half of India and stuff like that, and big demonstrations like that, and you inspire people to stand up for themselves and things. It's a pretty moving story. But I don't think it was worth the 3 hours and 15 minutes that this film is. Now, the cinematography in this movie is really good. And same with like the music, the acting is all really well done. It's just the story itself was so filled with just filler and stuff. There's a lot of like talking scenes and they go on for a while. And that I find drags the movie down quite a bit. That's the biggest flaw in this type of biopic, is that there's so much, like there's elaborate sets and everything like that, but there's not very much substance to the conversations to keep you fully invested and move on. Also, most of the side characters come in and then you don't see them until like either really on or they just disappear entirely. So it's almost no point of having those side characters in the story if they don't mean to so much in that aspect, even if it is part of the biopic, in that he actually mingled with them and stuff like that. You didn't have to put every single person in there, so maybe keep like the five most intriguing ones and the ones that are worth keeping in the story, keep them in there, but then take out the others. But the writer really wanted to put all of it in, and then I guess Richard really wanted to keep that in the film as well, and which I find bogs it down quite a bit. But for like the demonstration scenes and all that, they're all really well shot, really well placed, and definitely makes it worthwhile. And then even at the end when he's like dying and stuff, and then passing on his words and things, yeah, you get a good emotional response basically when that it's a gripping scene to see, and it was well put together for that. But overall, I thought it was an okay movie. A little too long. I think this would have been good at like an hour 50 minutes, 2 hours ish, not 3 hours and 15. But for the film we have, it was okay. It was bogged down quite a bit with a lot of random talking scenes, even though they're marvelously shot and well acted and stuff. It eventually started to drag on and on and on, which is something that's a little bit of a letdown. But yeah, but still, it was interesting watching a movie about Gandhi's life. I never thought I would. So I found this in a box that I have, so I decided to check it out. And sure enough, yeah, it was okay. I'm gonna give this one more of a middle of the road rating of a 3 out of 5. Um, for what it is, it's somewhat interesting, but like I said, it's just super long and with long periods of boredom in it, which you don't want in a film. So yeah. But if this sounds like something you're interested in, there's a trailer link down below, like always. Also, link down below is my Instagram, so I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future of my story. You should have the film title, and hashtag, the subject of the film, and hashtag so you're aware of it. Also, my Letterbox is down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the film. So follow me on those two platforms and with this channel. Like this video, share some more people aware of it. Comment your opinions on the film down below if you have any. If you have any other films or film franchises in any genre that you want to hear my opinions on, comment those down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can and if I can find them. And yeah, but that's it for this one. Make sure you subscribe so find something weird, obscure, and all that you probably never thought of checking out together. Or so you hear my opinions on popular films that are coming out like at the time, and classic films somewhat like this as well, and also reviews on other things too. So make sure you subscribe and don't forget to ring that bell because we got another 80s. I think it's more of a comedy I'm gonna go for. I think I'm gonna review Tootsie for the next one. But we'll see what I'm feeling up to then. But stay tuned for that. It's definitely going to be another 80s film, so make sure you ring that bell and stay tuned for more 80s film reviews and other things. So until then, watch out for all those religious people preaching, and I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.